What if meditation could get so fun, so effortless, that your entire reality itself started seemingly to bend itself around you? Where synchronicities pop up everywhere you look, there's repeating number patterns like 1111, 222, 333, and unwanted patterns in your life begin to dissolve and shift, people in your life shift, and circumstances begin to change. Most people think meditation is just about calming down or finding a quiet space to relax in to get some peace of mind for a bit, and that's totally fine and a very valid use case for meditation. However, it can be so much more magical than just that. When you approach meditation from a slightly different angle, meditation can almost become addictive and a practice you look forward to engaging with every time you sit down to do it. And a big part of the fun that I found with meditation is when you actually begin to notice your physical world, your reality, start bending around what you've been working on or what you've been focusing on in your meditations. Doors that were previously closed can start to open. You start to see synchronicities popping up everywhere to reflect the focus of your meditation. And life begins to feel like it's conspiring in harmony with you. So in this quick video, I'm going to share how to make meditation so fun that you don't begin feeling just different on the inside. Your physical reality starts transforming to reflect that. Hi, my name's Todd. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I like to talk about all things consciousness, non-duality, and the hidden mechanics of reality so you can be more empowered on your own awakening journey. And if you're interested in video topics like this, hit the subscribe button to be updated when new videos just like this get released. Now, to illustrate the first point of what I'm going to be talking about in this video is I want to take you back to a story that I experienced when I was first beginning my own journey with meditation about 7 years ago. And this is when I first came into contact with the concept of law of assumption and Neville Goddard. And I came across this YouTube channel where the person was explaining all about Neville Goddard, going into his teachings, the law of assumption, and how that creates imprints within the subconscious mind that eventually reshape the way in which you can experience your physical reality, i.e., you can manifest in your physical reality what you focus on. And so while there's many ways to impress the subconscious mind with the vibrational state of what you want to experience, meditation and visualization was my tool of choice because it just seemed to resonate with me the best. And so how that looked is I focused on what I wanted to experience, a certain element of my life that I wanted to experience, and I would sit down into meditation and I'll just focus on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard talks about. And you would create an imaginal scene, a visualization of that experience having already been experienced, so you can capture the vibrational state of how that feels. And this was right back even before I'd begun my own journey into shadow work, my own journey into the subconscious mind of clearing distortions and negative patterns and unwanted patterns that I no longer wanted to experience. This was before all of that. So essentially what I'm getting at is this was before I'd freed up my mind enough to experience manifestations much more seamlessly and easily. And when I would focus in meditation on these visualizations for what I wanted to experience, eventually after 1, 2, 3 weeks, I started to notice some interesting patterns show up in my physical reality that began to reflect what I was focusing on in the visualization and what I was focusing on in the visual scene that I'd created to capture the vibrational state. And I'm really curious to know in the comments section for you what you've noticed in terms of reflections or synchronicities that you've experienced from your own meditations or visualizations. Because when this starts to happen, when you start to see those reflections in your physical reality of what you've been focusing on in meditation and in visualization, it starts to become such an enjoyable experience to then look forward to and enter in to that next day's meditation. And this is when meditation starts to become very, very fun. Because not only are you going into meditation and feeling good while you're meditating and visualizing, because you're capturing the state of that feeling that you want to feel, that feeling of the wish fulfilled, But then when you leave meditation and you go out into the physical world again and live your day-to-day life, you start seeing magical reflections. Well, it seems like magic anyway. You start experiencing those reflections and synchronicities almost daily. And they're fantastic signs that your frequency is now shifting and has shifted into the timeline where that experience will become fully manifest. It's almost like a wink from the universe saying, yes, you have shifted successfully your frequency into the timeline of your manifestation. And as long as you keep your frequency here and don't resist it, and there's no other vibrational counterforces or frequencies to resist this timeline, you will at some point in space and time experience the full manifestation of what you've been focusing on in meditation. And so not only does meditation at this point become so fun, it becomes extremely empowering, because perhaps for the first time in your life, it's seen that you're not powerless. At the level of the soul, at the level of the higher self through which you're conducting these meditations, you are empowered to experience that which your soul desires to experience physically. So again, I'd be really curious to hear from you in the comments section about what signs and synchronicities that you might have experienced as a direct result of your focus shifting during meditation. Maybe you were practicing a visualization. Maybe you were practicing living in the state of the wish fulfilled, and you'd already heard or been aware of Neville Goddard and his teachings and the law of assumption. Because I've never met anyone who's started experiencing these profound shifts as a result of their meditation that hasn't fallen completely in love with the meditation process itself. And even though there are many, many other benefits of meditation that transcend what you experience in physical day-to-day reality, this one particular use case and aspect of meditation makes it fun. And I often find it brings people back for more and more and more. It's almost like a positive gateway into a deeper shift and deeper experience with the practice itself. So let me know below, and thanks for watching.